Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. I'm your host, Brent, Bodkin. Quaysie Maule will be joining us in a few minutes. He's just running a little bit late, so we want to get things started over here. So the playoffs are here, officially 100%. I know some games started this week. Some other games took place last week. Obviously, we had last week off, so now officially the playoffs, like I said, are here, especially for us on the podcast, because like I said, we weren't here last week. So thank you guys for hopefully the week off wasn't so bad. Hope it wasn't so bad. Hopefully you guys were able to get through it. I don't know if you used you got a cold drink, you took some nicotine. I don't know. Whatever you guys did. Maybe some of you just played more ball, hit the gym, went for a run. I don't know. It's cold outside, so I don't know about going for a run, but I mean, hopefully you guys found a way to kind of get through it, and welcome back. All right, so like I said, the playoffs are here. It's an exciting time, the most exciting time right now in FlagPlus Football. A lot of different games to get to, so let's hop into it right now. Let's start with Tier 5. So Tier 5, we had a bunch of games going on recently. So looking at the schedule right here, right? So again, with Tier 5, all the different teams, we had a couple of blowouts in Tier 5, unfortunately. A couple of closer games as well. So speaking of the blowouts, right? Speaking of the former, we had TGs. They laid a number 2 seed. They laid a beat down on Bloodline 26-20. Yeah, not exactly a close game. So Mano Kaliozakis, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs in that game for the winning side for TGs. For the Bloodline, Daniel Osilis, 4 INTs in the game. Obviously, that's not a recipe for success when you throw 4 INTs. Kaliozakis also had 1 rushing touchdown on 4 carries for 47 yards, so he was big in that game. On his team defensively, Dylan Petrakupa, hope I'm pronouncing that properly, he had 3 pass deflections, 2 INTs. One of them he ran back for a pick 6. So obviously a big game for him. You know what? He chipped in a little bit on offense as well, too. He had a receiving touchdown as well. So Petrakupa really did a good job along with Kaliozakis in getting their team again, the second seed TGs, with their 26-20 victory over the 7th seed Bloodline. A little bit of a closer game. I had a chance to take a peek at this past Monday in Saint Laurent. The game was going on across from the field that I was scorekeeping on. PSTM getting a huge 19-12, so a tight victory. They're the 3 seed over the number 6 seed, the Jamaican bobsled team in that contest. Jesse Kolarczyk, 15-25, 160 yards, 3 tutties in that game. He was helped out. Mateo Musamisi had 2 receptions, 57 yards, but both of his receptions went for touchdowns. So obviously he did something good in that game. Receiving TD also from James Masiocha. Defensively, they got an INT from Massimo Bamba, so really it's kind of a team effort there. Heartbreak for Jamaican bobsled team, again, a team that had a lot more success last season. This season has struggled a little bit in the playoff game. The quarterback, Stephen Polisi, really struggled. 8-24, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 INT, but again, completing 8 of 24 passes. Unless those 8 passes or half of them at least go for a touchdown, you're not going to have a good chance of winning. And unfortunately for Jamaican bobsled team, that was the case. I got the score keep. So Airbnb, a shootout is the best way I could describe it. Shootout, 37-34 victory. They're the number 1 seed in Tier 5. They knocked off the number 8 seed in Legal Alien. This was an exciting game. I'm not gonna lie. Like I got to see some of these players throughout the season here and there, but it's the first time that I really got to score keep both of these teams for an entire game, and I came away impressed. Let's get to some of the performances. So Jeremy Zadra, the quarterback for Airbnb, 18-25, 178 yards, so not bad, but 6 touchdown passes in the game. He was on fire. He just was throwing pass after pass after pass. I came away impressed with his performance. One guy who really impressed me also was Lucas Crivello. 8 receptions, 147 yards. Yes, 147 yards, 2 touchdown passes for Illegal Alien. His team came out on the losing end, but this guy was balling as a receiver. Made some plays on defense as well, but as a receiver, he was balling. Shout out to Antoine Clement as well. He's a pretty good guy. 5 receptions, 97 yards, 3 touchdowns in the game. He really stood out. Philippe Jolina as well, one of the veterans on that squad. 5 catches, 49 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So again, a really, really huge back and forth game between both teams. Both teams were exchanging big shots. both teams kind of started off a little bit slow in the first half. Couple of drops here and there, a couple of passes off the chest, a couple of missed passes to wide open receivers as well. But once both teams kind of settled down, they really got it going. So again, congratulations to PSTM, TGs. Congratulations to Airbnb. Another game that took place was the number 4 seed, the TD Brothers. They knocked off the number 5 seed, the Shockers, 27-20. Phyllis Gillardo. So I'm going to stop for a second. When the quarterback throws 5 INTs in a game, they're most likely going to lose. But I'll tell you what, Gillardo's proving that's wrong. Proving what I said 100% wrong, because Gillardo, again, 4 TD passes, but 5 INTs. Somehow his team still got the win. I'll tell you how exactly. The Shockers, I mean, their quarterback, Cody Stark, 16-39 for about 189 yards, but he only had 3 TDs. And the offense for the Shockers really, again, the number 5 seed, it's not as if they were one of those bottom teams who just got into the dance. The Shockers, this is how their offensive possessions went. Punt, turnover on downs. Then I believe, they got a touchdown. And then it was the half. It was punt, turnover on downs, another turnover on downs, touchdown, then a half. Then they got a touchdown to start the second half, then turnover on downs, interception, then they got a touchdown, then a turnover on downs, pretty much the end of the game. So again, when your defense forces 5 interceptions, you should not be losing the game by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not sure what happened to the Shockers, again, in this game against the TD Brothers. But again, it's a huge letdown, at least offensively, because, I mean, their defense definitely came to play. Holding a team to 27 points in flag football is pretty good. When you hold a team to 27 points and you get 5 INTs, that's really impressive. But unfortunately for them, the Shockers, their offense couldn't carry the weight. That's why they're going home. Again, as they lose 27-20 to the 4 seed and the TD Brothers. So looking forward now for the semis now. So it sets up all top 4 seeds are still in, right? All top 4 seeds are alive. So you have TD Brothers, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 1 seed, Air BNB, and then you have PSTM taking on the number 3 seed, taking on the number 2 seed, TGs. So if you look at the head-to-head matchups, TGs won 25-19 over PSTM back in week 12. So that was just a couple weeks. That was like about a week and a half ago, back on November 23rd in the regular 23rd, pardon me, November 23rd and the regular season finale. Jesse Kolarczak in that game had 3 TD passes. All 3 went to James Matriotra. So obviously a good performance by Matriotra for PSTM, but he's going to need some help, as is his quarterback, Jesse Kolarczak, because no other player on the team had more than 2 catches. Matriotra had 4 catches, but no one else had more than 2. So obviously the offense for PSTM is going to need to be a little bit more diverse than that. Looking at TD Brothers and Airbnb. I apologize, because the way their name is written on the site, it looks like it's Airbnb or Air R&B, but my apologies. Airbnb. Philip Jelena, 3 INTs. Antoine Clement had a pick 6 in the regular season matchup. Airbnb won 40-12 over TD Brothers. So 40-12, that's a pretty big blowout. Back in week 11, so again, not that long ago, like I said, Jelena had 3 INTs. Antoine Clement had a pick 6. Gillardo had 2 touchdown passes, but 4 INTs. And the team did not convert on any conversions, right? Not for 1 or not for 2. So obviously he's going to need to have a rebound when it comes to the extra points, because as we know, in any game, but especially in the playoffs, extra points are huge. So don't mess it up, guys. Okay, so that'll do it for Tier 5. Tier 4. So there were a ton of games already. Ton of games already took place in Tier 4. We had the quarterfinals, so we're Thursday right now filming this. We had the quarterfinals last night. We had the Uncle Rico Riders beat Not Fast, Just Furious 39-12. We had Bamba Don't Break. They beat Sophomore XL Exchange Students 25-19. We had the Peckers beating who was here? My apologies. Peckers were for 32-19 win. My apologies. I'm going to go back to see who the Peckers played. And the final matchup.
They played Dragon Magic.
Dragon Magic, thank you. That's it. Dragon Magic. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Quaysie. So the Peckers beating Dragon Magic 32-19, and then Super Troopers, kind of the upset kids right now in the playoffs, beating Richter by a score of 26-25. Obviously, that was a close game, went down to the wire. So it sets up a lot of pretty big matchups taking place in the semifinals this coming weekend for Tier 4. So we have Super Troopers against Uncle Rico Riders. So Super Troopers like the 20th ranked team, 20th place team against against Uncle Rico's Riders who are the 5 seed. And then we have the 18 seed Bamba Don't Break taking on the number 16 seed, the Packers. So all that to say, right, a lot of the underdog teams, right, teams will pull off the upset. These are the teams kind of advancing right now to the semifinals. Again, and this is what we mean when we say, listen, all you need is a ticket to the dance, right? All you need is a ticket to the dance in the playoffs. It doesn't matter where you finish. It just matters that you do finish, right? And again, Bamba Don't Break, the Packers, Super Troopers, Uncle Rico Riders, none of those are top 5 or top 3 teams, yet they're all finding their way to the semis, taking place this Sunday. Both games are actually at Laval. Actually, I think it'll be scorekeeping one or two of those games, so it'll be fun this Sunday in Laval.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best thing about playoffs. Anything can happen. All you got to do is make sure you get in, right? And then just watch it happen. Watch magic happens.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Like I said, you got to get that ticket to the dance, and anything can happen, right? We see it any sport, NCAA March Madness, right? Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, NFL, right? Coming up soon, CFL, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what your records are. You get to the dance, and anything can happen, and these teams are proving it right here. So let's hop over to Tier 3 right now. So Tier 3, we had the divisional round on Sunday. We had the Super Daddies. So a bit of an underdog, right? Keeping up with that theme, the 12th seed, they knocked off the Snowden Deli Deegans, the number 5 seed, 38-33. We had the Killer Rays as the 8th seed. They beat StimU, the 9th seed, 26-19. Okay, so that's not much of an upset, but still a close game, one-score game. Beer Belly Brigade, the number 7 seed, knocking off Mama's Boys, 43-25. And we had the 6th seed, the Hustlers, knocking off Mengoose, 44-28. So again, those are the divisional round from Sunday. We had the quarterfinals that took place on Wednesday. So last night, again, 7 seed Beer Belly Brigades knocking off Le Gros Larve. So Le Gros Larve are the 3rd seed coming in. So again, not one of those bottom feeders. They got smoked though, courtesy of the Beer Belly Brigades, who went on to win 34-14. So obviously disappointing showing for Le Gros Larves. Win Diesel, the top seed, the number 1 seed, they took care of business, knocking off Sugar Daddies, again, the number 12 seed, 47-31. So that sets up the semifinals this Sunday. We got the 8th seed, Killer Rays, taking on the number 2 seed, Jagerbomb. And we have the number 6 seed, the Hustlers, taking on the number 4 seed, the Penetrators. The one surprising thing, though, when I was doing some research on this is one of the rare instances where it's the Killer Rays against Jagerbomb, the Hustlers against the Penetrators. No regular season matchups between those 4 teams, right? So it'll be the first time both teams or all 4 teams will be playing each other. So again, the 8th seed Killer Rays, 2 seed Jagerbomb, 6th seed Hustlers, 4 seed the Penetrators. Didn't play during the regular season, so it'll be some fresh opponents, and hopefully it'll be some 2 good games to wrap up Tier 3.
It's kind of weird to have 2 games played on Wednesday and then 2 games played on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the scheduling. It is what it is, I guess. I mean,
it's like usually what happens is you get all the games played at the same time, so you kind of get to see who's your next opponent, and you kind of see what they're doing, right? I think that was. I guess again, it's sometimes it's harder. It's hard with the playoff schedule, and then some teams like maybe guys from Juggerpalm also play on Sunday as well. So instead of them having to play 2 trips on Wednesday and Sunday, just play everything on Sunday, kind of.
Yeah, and the one thing also, like, it's a short turnaround, right? From Sunday to Wednesday to Sunday, right? You have pretty much only 4 days off. So I mean, it's pros and cons, right? I mean, the good thing is if you have the momentum, you get to keep it up. The con being, of course, if you're a little banged up, come that time, I mean, it's make sure again short rest and you have to go back at it. But
I
mean, all 4 teams, it's better than not playing at all. So I'm sure all 4 teams will take that than the opposite.
No, for sure.
All right. So let's hop over to Tier 2. So Tier 2, both games took place Monday night. I had a chance to scorekeep Flag Slayer Corp. Really entertaining game. There's the number 6 seed. They took on Les Verts Full, the number 3 seed. So my article for Tier 2, I actually picked Les Verts Full to get the W.
They were missing Bellon.
Yeah, Guillaume Bellon. Yeah. So Guillaume Bellon didn't play for Les Verts Full. And I'll tell you what, man. So Flag Slayer Corp, they were missing some guys too. So it was. I mean, Guillaume Berlin. Let's be real. He's going to be on Team Canada's Olympic team. So that's definitely a player. If you're missing, that's a huge guy to be missing.
Yeah.
I Yeah, but I will say though for Flag Slayer Corp. So first of all, they had 5 guys to start the game, and this is one of the hilarious things about scorekeeping. I'm sure you can attest to this. When you hear conversations amongst the team, and like, oh yeah. So as I was talking to I got there and I was taking the attendance and I was talking to my man Nero Suresh, right? But my pick for receiver of the year, but sorry, you guys don't know me and Quaysie were talking about this in a group chat yesterday with Phil Roberts and Ben McMahon. It is what it is. He actually said thank you for picking him as receiver of the year. But anyways, we'll have the awards. Haven't been announced yet, right? If I'm correct, they haven't been announced yet.
Everything. Oh no, everything's posted. Everything's posted. Yeah.
I think it's coming this week.
No, it got posted.
Okay, so Friday. So tomorrow morning. So by the time you guys get this, yeah. Okay, so it's okay. So it's on. Thank you, Ali Reza. So it's on the website now. But if you want to go to wait till it comes out, because Ali Reza always makes an awesome post. It'll be on Instagram tomorrow being Friday. So wait for that, and you'll see who won all the awards: quarterback of the year, wide receiver of the year, defensive player of the year, two-way player of the year. Congrats to all the All Stars, by the way. Sorry.
I said all the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All the good stuff. All the good stuff. So anyway, so getting back to what I was saying. So basically, Flag Slayer Corp. So they were talking, right? They were warming up before the coin toss, and they're like, "Yeah, so who's coming today?" Because Nirosh was giving me the attendance, and he's like, "I don't know who's coming." Ryan Karoof, the quarterback, was there. Karim Maggi, the snapper / sometimes rusher, he was there. Jisrael Botasso, I know you know him. He was there too.
Yeah.
He was on time as well, so that was good to see. Yeah, JS, John Samuel Cornway was there as well, and I was like, all right, who else is coming? And someone said in the group chat, I'm not gonna say who it was. Someone's like, only 5 people said they were coming, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Sasha Saint Armand got there like almost 10 minutes after the game started, which is hilarious. So, anyways, I mean, during the it happens every game, right? But during the playoffs, man, you should be getting there on time. But it is what it is. So this game started off with with Les Verse scoring on their first drive. But the thing is, they didn't score right away. Like it was 5-on-6. It was clearly 5-on-6, but they started kind of matriculating the ball down the field a little bit. Jules Reginball, the quarterback, for Les Verse fall. So it is. So to fast forward a little bit here. Again, they said they scored a touchdown. I think it took them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It took them 7 plays to score their first touchdown of the game, despite the fact that they're playing 6-on-5. I started to worry at that point. I was like, maybe I made the wrong pick. But whatever, it's all good. They said a lot of back and forth scoring, a lot of big plays. And it just seems like, so they went into the half. I just want to fast forward a bit. They went into the half. Le Versful led 12-6. And then Flag Slayer Corp just came out in the second half. Their offense woke up. They all scored their opponents 19-12. But what really sealed the game, and at least in my opinion, was the performance of Jean Sebastien Conwaye, the rusher for John Samuel, I should say, pardon me. The rusher for Flag Slayer Corp. He started batting down a bunch of passes at the line of scrimmage. I counted he had at least 3 pass deflections, I think, in that game. I'm looking at what I put on the individual stat sheet. I think it might have said 2. Hold on here. A couple of sacks. Sorry, a couple of sacks to end the game here. My apologies. Just waiting for the screen. Okay, so yeah. So going back to individual stats here. So again, looking at John Samuel Conwaye. So it says he had 2 pass deflections. There was kind of a third one that he got. But anyways, whole point is, end of the game, he was kind of the main piece of their defense. He was just getting in the quarterback's face, Jules Reginball, causing him to miss a couple of throws, throw the ball before he was ready again, getting 2 pass deflections. He was just huge in that contest.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you start banging down. Start banging down balls too. Like it gets the quarterback kind of nervous when he's actually wanting to make throws. And then the balls kind of like go in the air where he's able to like maybe make a pick after.
Well, a couple of them were almost picked off. They would kind of fall at the feet of the defender. But one thing about it though, so I mean, you and I are both not the tallest guys. Jean Samuel Conway is not. I don't think he's taller than either of us. or if he is, it's not by much, and that bar is not real high when it comes to height between you and I. And I think it's just on Jules Regenball, his release point. I was watching his release point is low. The ball comes out of his hand really low, and when you're a rusher trying to bat down passes, especially when your guy is under 6 feet and you're a rusher, yeah, you're gonna get your hands up. But I mean, that's not going to do much. But if the quarterback releases the ball at a low point, that's going to help. And that's honestly what the case was right there, because he was trying to get the ball and Reginald over the middle, and Kouania just put his own hands up his arms as he should, and he was batting down a couple of passes. This again, a really good game. Nasty Moody, pardon me, for Leverage Fall. He really balled out. I came away. I hadn't seen him that much, and I hadn't seen this team honestly since the beginning of the season. I came away impressed with some of the guys. Vince Moore said they play a real team game. Obviously, the absence of Guillaume Bellon makes a huge difference, because I thought I highlighted that matchup, potentially him against Nirosh Suresh. I thought there'd be a really good matchup between two really top end players in this division. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And again, Flag Slayer Corp able to get the W. So now it's going to be Flag Slayer Corp. They're advancing, right? So they're taking on Idaho U the Pimps. Yeah, so that's
exactly.
gonna be.
Sorry, sorry.
Yeah. No, so it's the number one seed Idaho U the Pimps. Both those teams met in the regular season. I score kept the game in week 9 where a Flag Slayer Corp had the 51-48 upset. Again, I believe they had Rami Abu was playing for them, who was not eligible for the playoffs. So it was a physical game and went down to the wire. And then a couple weeks later, so that was in week 9. But in week 12, Idaho U the Pimps got the last lap. They blew out Flag Slayer Corp 44-26. So we're gonna have to see, does the true flag somewhere in the middle? Is Flag Slayer Corp as good as the first game, or are they as bad as the second game? We're gonna have to wait and see. Idaho U the Pimp. I mean, I know you've been the biggest critic of Brady Hennessy, at least in the playoffs, right? So this is gonna be a big chance for him to come out and do what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, usually he's fine. Well, I mean, he does get the benefit of kind of going. They go straight to semis, right? So he doesn't have to deal with quarterfinals then semis, because to the point where he gets out of quarterfinals, and then yes, he loses semis, or he loses the finals. So at least it's kind of, he punched his ticket to semifinals. So now he just has to win 2 games, right? But it's easier said than done.
True.
I feel like Flag Slayer Corp is probably the best matchup for Idaho regarding the 3 teams that are left.
Yeah.
I think if out of the 3 teams, if they had to pick a team who to play against, it would be Flag Slayer Corp. So I mean, that's a good sign for Brady. He is. I guess we could announce it. He is the quarterback of the year. So there's a reason why he's the quarterback of the year. So I mean, but again, I just feel like he doesn't finish. So hopefully this year he gets to show everyone that he could finish and he wins himself a championship. But again, easier said than done.
How much confidence do you think Flag Slayer Corp should have, knowing that they got blown out in the second meeting, but knowing that they beat Idaho U the Pimps? How much confidence do you think they have in themselves they could pull off the upset?
I feel like Flag Slayer Corp has confidence. Doesn't matter. They could lose a game by 60, and I think the next day they'll come back thinking they could win. I think they're a bunch of athletes. There's a bunch of guys. They want to play, and they're down to play. So I don't think they kind of look at it to a fact where, this team beat us, or we beat this team, we can beat it again. It's to a point where you match up against anybody, we're gonna make it a game, and we're gonna win a game. I feel like they don't need the confidence of already beating a team in the season. With the loss.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, then, fair. I mean, listen. Listen, the game's coming up. I'm interested. I mean, I expect Idaho U the Pimps to win. I mean, again, but I counted off Flag Slayer Corp. I thought they were going to lose to Le Verge Fall. Obviously, I was proven wrong. So I mean, I think they'll put up a fight. I do though expect Idaho U the Pimps to get the W in that game. But I mean, you never know, right? Could crazier things have happened. The other quarterfinal match we had was Hard 8. So Hard 8, actually, the number 4 seed, they beat KGP Origins, the number 5 seed, 40-37. I'm not gonna lie, in my article, I thought it'd be about a 10-point game. I had Hard 8 winning. I didn't think it'd be that close. So credit to KGP Origins for proving me wrong. It was a much closer game. They went down to the wire in that one. I know that one was Monday in Papineau. What are your thoughts on that outcome?
Interesting. I thought KGP. Well, I don't know. It depends. Usually, KGP beats Jeff in playoff games. Like usually what happens that Jeff usually plays KGB, and Jeff always talks about it. He's like, "Oh, of course I'm playing KGB. They end up always beating us, you know." So I mean, I'm surprised. Again, it was I think KGB finished the 6th seed, right? And
five. They're the 5 seed.
5 seed, and Hard 8 was 4, right?
4, yeah.
Yeah, 4. So we had 4 versus 5. To be honest with you, I thought KGP was going to win this one. Seeing that they lost 40-37, I mean, I'm not surprised to a point. I talked to Phil, like briefly, kind of asking like what happened, stuff like that. He said the offense played great. Converts just wasn't a thing for them. And you kind of look at the stats.
One convert.
Hard 8 had 4 points in converts, and KGP only had 1. So, and they won by 3, right? So if KGP ends up getting 3 extra points in convert, we have a tie game, and maybe we go to overtime and see overtime like that. So convert was definitely something that played a huge role on the reason why Hard 8 won this game. But again, you have a defending champs, right? Not the same exact roster, but last winter, I believe Jeff. What was this team's name? I don't think it was called Hard 8. They won the last championship in the winter, Division 2.
In the winter season, I can tell you, it was.
I don't want to say
Division 2 winter. It, not Banner Nice Try, was it? Or But okay, so if it's in the winter, it would either be Run It Twice.
Yeah, Run It Twice. Yeah.
Yeah,
so Run It Twice. So they are kind of the Division 2 winter champions, you know, and it's hard to win a Division 2 championship than it is to win a fall championship. But you know, and Jeff is the quarterback. You know, as a lot of people we were talking about it. He's not getting worse; he's getting better every season. You know, and it kind of just shows. It kind of just shows you're on that he is getting better, and it does help that his roster also help. His roster does carry him sometimes. Like I feel like that run it twice roster is ridiculous. Yeah. This one you can see that's a bit of a downgrade, you know, but you still have vets like you have Paul Pierre. You
Sanders.
have sorry.
Yeah, Sanders, Daniel Mancini.
Yeah, you have Sanders. You have Manzini, like that. Yep. And then you have additions as Adam. Ahmed.
Yeah, Adam Alanoff, Ahmed Boubacar for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you have those guys, you know, become role players. You know, so he has a pretty good roster going into the sorry, this is division. Tier 2. Yeah, I was confused. Division 2, Tier 2, whatever. But you did. Like, I feel like they were probably one of the top rosters going into this division. You know, especially with all the talent they did have. So surprising that they beat KGP because just usually the storyline is that KGP usually beats Jeff when it comes to playoffs. That's more
right.
Why that's kind of surprising. But again, Hard 8 takes care of business, and then they play Camping Boutte, right? Next game. That should be a really good game.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be a really good game. The only thing I have to say, I think Hard 8 has more a better experience when it comes to playoffs. I think a lot of these guys on Camping are not they're not guys that are used to be playing in playoff games, unless other than Felix Boutte.
Yeah, I mean, Marc-Andre Reeves, right? Yeah, he has a pretty decent amount of playoff experience, I would say. Him,
but not in higher divisions, lower divisions. Higher, but so you're looking at it.
Okay,
unless you're talking about Coed, yeah, he's always in the finals, whatever. But it's different. I feel like Coed and Division Tier 2 is. I think it's 2 different types of playoffs.
It's 100% different for sure. Playoffs are still playoffs, and I understand what you're saying. But yeah, I mean, I know Marvin Renault. I mean, he broke into the league when I broke into the league like a million years ago. So I know he took a couple years off. He's back. He has some playoff experience. But you're right though. Like Hard 8, like I'm not gonna lie, like because again to go back to your KGP point, I thought Hard 8 was gonna get the win, just because I thought top to bottom they had more youth on their side. Because let's be real, most of those guys on KGP are like in their late 30s, early 40s. Most of them.
Sometimes where it comes like youth does play a big factor, unless you have like to a point where I remember what team did we play against? What division was it? I forgot what division. I think it was I played on the Sharks in winter.
Okay.
It was Division 3, I think.
I think
And
it was Division 3.
We ended up playing. It was Vinny Galago. We played.
The Backyard Bullies.
Yeah, I think we played Bullies, and it was to a point where like they're maybe in their 35s. I want to say 35, 40-ish. I think that's where they're pushing. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I think I was 28 or 29 at the point but it was to a point where they just couldn't keep up because I was too fast, and our team was fast in general. It was to a point where
that's what I'm saying.
I took a 5-yard hook and scored. Like it was to that point. But what I'm trying to get at is that KJP is a bit older, but they're better. Like they're not older where they got worse. It's less talents wise, but they're smarter.
They're smarter for sure. They're 100%. So I agree with you. They're smarter for sure. I'm thinking from what you're talking about, like does KGP have some speed? Yeah, like Matthew Lepage can still go. Julien Payman, those guys still go. Cutler, still a great athlete. He can go. Garfinkel, Aker, those guys. But can they keep up with like Adam Malinoff, who
it's the point. It's the point where one player could kill them.
That's what I'm saying. You get guys like Saxler, like young cast in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ahmed. That's what I'm saying. And
athletic-wise too, right? Like if you're Brent Pitt,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
A good percentage.
And I said the height advantage too, because I've seen KGP play for a million times. I think Matthew Lepage and Brendan Palmer are the tallest guys, along with Cutler. They don't have anyone I thought they can match up with Ahmed, with Sanders, with Paul, at least in the red zone, right? That's what I was saying. That's why I picked Hard Eight. I think they had the size and the speed advantage and the youth advantage on their side. That's why I picked them, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, listen, again, a close game. The Hard Eight still won, but it was closer than I thought. So props to the KGP Origins for making it a close game. Because like I said, I honestly thought I want to say maybe a 10-point game. I have to go back and see what I put in my article, but I thought for sure it would be probably put a 8 to 10-point loss for KGP Origins. So I'm just getting my article right now. The final score that I said for that game was going to be that one. I picked Hard 8 by a score of 4, actually more than that. Geez, I thought it'd be Hard 8, 40-28. So yeah, I was definitely off on that one. I was off by a good 12 points on that one. My apologies. All right. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so like you said, it's gonna be Flag Slayer Corp against Idaho Ute Pims, and then we have Hard 8 taking on Campy Boutin, like you said. Campy Boutin won the first meeting in week 9, 37-28. Hard 8 blew them out in week 10, so pretty much 1 week later, 57-38. But from what you're saying, I imagine you're picking Hard 8 in that game against Campy Boutin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Hard 8. I would take Hard 8.
Same. All right, cool. All right, let's go to Tier 1. So we had last weekend, we had the quarterfinals, Party Crashers beating ECW 30-19, Vultures beating Royal Luminaire 29-24. This Sunday, we have the semifinals. We have the number 4 Vultures taking on the number 1 seed, the Braves. 9-1 Braves. The only team to beat them this year was the Vultures. That was back in week 4. 46-41 victory for the Vultures. Ben McMahon had a pretty solid performance in that one, throwing 5 TD passes. Alex Zablisky also caught a TD pass, and he caught 2 TD passes, and he threw for a TD pass as well. Then the Braves getting revenge in week 8. They beat the Vultures 35-26. Joe Mahio, 11 of 16 for 5 touchdowns in that game. The other semifinal matchup we had is the number 3 seed Party Crashers taking on the number 2 seed, the Infantry. So that it should be good. Infantry won 27-26 back in week 6. So speaking of Phil Cutler actually played that game for the Infantry. It was not Kevin Wyeth. It was not the GOAT. Again, 27-26 victory for the Infantry in that game. Some highlights from that one: Fritz Senatus, 6 receptions, 92 yards. Nick DeMalo, 70 yards on 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns in that game. Cutler had 4 TD passes. Jean-Lee Alexis had 4 TD passes as well in that game. I'm pretty sure I would bet my house that Kevin Wyeth will be back under center or behind snap, I should say, for the rematch against the Party Crashers. How do you see that game going, Party Crashers and Infantry?
Well, I may go on Vultures versus Braves first because
sure.
kind of get out of the way. It's curious to see. I want to look at this before. So if you're looking at Braves' roster, you have Emil, Gab, Isaiah, James, Mayer, Mike, and William Quaysie, right?
Yep.
Okay. Fun fact: Emil, Gab, James are all gone. They're at a Team Canada camp, right? So they're losing 3 of their 7 guys. So technically, they're only going to be 4 guys playing. So I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. So it's just James is not there. James, Phil Ferrand.
Sorry.
And who else you said?
Sorry, am I on the right roster? Yeah. So there are only 7 guys on this roster. So there's 7 guys that are eligible to play. I'm pretty sure. So on their roster, there's 7 guys. So there's Emil, Gab, Isaiah, James, Drysdale, Jonathan Mayer, Mike Pearson, and William Quaysie. Emil is gone, Gab's gone, and James Drysdale is gone. So out of their 7 guys, they're missing 3 of them. So there are only technically 4 guys going into this game.
But it's not the same Emil though. Emil Chateauvert from FPF is not the same Emil that's on Team Canada.
No, they have a Team Canada camp.
Oh, so they invited, Sorry,
they invited about 25 guys down to San Diego, whatever, and so 3 of those guys were. Okay. So I'm curious.
So that's gonna be huge, right? That's a game changer.
I'm curious to see exactly how it's gonna work. Because I remember I was talking to Isaiah, and they told me that they're kind of having they're kind of debating for the Braves for Tier 1 on how many guys they're going to be because Isaiah wants to play some offense, and they were like, we're only 7, so they're going with 7 guys, but now they're only 4.
Jeez, yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure these guys they're not back before Sunday. Like I think they're gone for a week, and I think they arrived on the Monday. I think they come back on the Monday. Or they're gone for 2 weeks. I'm not sure if it's a week or 2 weeks because Anthony Brees was there too, and he was talking to me about it. He was talking about like not the game, he was talking about like how long they're going to be there for.
Right. Eesh. All right then.
That's interesting to see, and then exactly how it's going to work. So I'm actually going to talk to Ben and ask him, so he should know about that. But.
So that's going to leave then pretty much Joe Maher.
You can't play with 4 players.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the guys who are still going to be there, it's going to be the veterans. Mike Pearson, Joe Maher will be there. Will Trottier.
And Isaiah.
And Isaiah. Yeah, so, and again, you're right. You can't play with 4. You need at least 5 guys to play. So.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe
because guys like Guillaume Bellon can't.
Sorry? Well, I don't know.
I'm looking at the roster. Like, Guillaume Bellon, he has 4 games played, and everyone else, the other subs.
Bellon's gone. Bellon's gone too.
Oh, Bellon's gone too. Okay, well, there you go, right? So, Bellon, JD Chevalier. Yeah. Oof, I don't know. So, we have to see. Hopefully, it's not a forfeit. Hopefully, maybe we can work something out. Maybe just a stretch it and say maybe they talk to the Vultures and the Ben and see maybe he'll listen if they can bring a sub on at least for the game and at least they can play a game and
if you're Ben, are you okay? Question.
No, I'm saying absolutely. If they forfeit, I'd say no, they forfeit the game. But I want to play some ball. I'll take that W wherever I can get it, my friend. Wherever I get that W, I'm taking it. I beat the Braves. I'm telling everybody, I beat the Braves.
Well, that's what I was saying. If you're better, you're saying, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." You're going, no.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna take my win, get myself into a championship, and then you play Party Crashers or Infantry, and you're one step closer to winning a championship.
100%. And I think for Ben, that'd be his first championship, right? If I'm not mistaken, or his first championship at least.
For a division under Tier 2.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of want to talk about for the Braves versus the Vultures. So Like I feel like if Braves had their full roster, they definitely win that game. But even if for some reason maybe they have a doctor's note and they bring 5 guys, like that's only 5 guys, 5 versus 6. So they have I don't know exactly. I'm gonna message Ben. I'm gonna ask Ben because I'm very curious to know about that situation. And then Party Crashers versus Infantry. I think that's gonna be a good game. Last season when Infantry played Party Crashers, I think we played them twice. Once with Kevin and once with Phil. We played against Phil. We kind of got destroyed. And then we played with Kevin Wyatt. We still lost by, I think, double digits. We still lost by double digits. And then I think Party Crash ended up losing in the semis versus Braves on the last play or some craziness like that. But no, Party Crashers is scary team. Definitely going to be a good game. Infantry versus Party Crashers. Going to be I think it's going to be a diverse offensive game. I think Infantry is based on the offense, especially when Kevin Wyatt's in control. And then Party Crashers are a defensive team where it's to a point where when it goes from up to down their matchups, they feel comfortable with any type of matchups. I don't think they never feel uncomfortable in a man situation. I feel like they feel comfortable in all their type of matchups. And I feel like they could probably run any defense they want to run. You know, that's something where you don't get the privilege of doing when you lack 1 or 2 players, or they can't play man, or they can't get into a certain zone, or they can't get into a certain, or they can't do something with Party Crashers. I'm pretty sure up to down, they're able to play any of their 6 guys on that roster, and they'll feel comfortable playing whatever defense they want to play.
No, for sure. I totally agree. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think the one thing where if the Party Crashers, if they're gonna get the W, the upset, they have the advantage athletic wise, and not taking anything away from the infantry guys, but we've seen that defense. They have speed, they have length, a lot of good size. They're gonna have to try and get in passy lanes and try to disrupt the timing of YF. Obviously, that's a lot easier said than done. And just hope that when they get an offense, I think a ball control offense where they keep their offense on the field, right, and really drive and eat up a lot of clock, and then try to limit the chances of their opponents. I mean, listen, it's tier 1, right? If you can get 1 stop, you probably will win the game. It's a matter of if can Party Crashers score on every single possession, whether it's a long possession or a short possession, and can they maintain that discipline defensively to try and at least get 1 stop on Kevin Wyatt and his crew.
Yeah. Also, one thing I do want to say that might be an advantage for infantry is also the veteran experience. Party Crashers is a lot of guys that probably don't like. They do all have the experience in tackle football when it comes to playoffs and stuff like that, but tackle and flag is 2 different things. It's to a point where in flag you could have maybe 2-3 plays that kind of go wrong and the game's out of reach. You know, it's fast. It's not like football where kind of you have 4 quarters. Flag is a very fast game. When it comes, flag is a super fast game before you even know it. You know, like it's to a point where your quarterback throws a pick, offense scores, and quarterback turnover and downs, offense scores, and by the time you look at it, it's 16-0, and you're kind of arguing or things are just not working out. You know, so I feel like one thing, if that does happen to infantry, to the point where, let's say Kevin Wyatt throws a pick at the beginning of the game, I don't think it's going to disturb him as much as Jean Slee throws a pick. Jean Slee's core, not Jean Slee exactly. I think Jean Slee has some pretty good experience when it comes to flag and playoffs. I think it's more his core that are going to kind of disrupt him on how he's playing if he doesn't have a great first couple drives.
Right. Yeah, because if that's the case, usually when he starts to not have a couple of good drives, he starts pressing a little bit, starts forcing a couple passes. You can't do that, especially against this talented infantry defense. So again, that's what I'm talking about discipline. You got to be disciplined on both sides of the ball and just kind of stay with the course and take what the defense gives them, and then as well take what the offense gives you as well.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that. So, but I think that's probably gonna. To be honest, if that was the factor we're having in semis, I mean, it would have been. That's a good final. It's a good semi game, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
It should be nice to see. But if I'm gonna choose 2 teams again, I would take the infantry to beat Party Crashers, but I think it's gonna be that's gonna come down to converts, I believe.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. All right, man. Let's hop over to the ladies. Let's go to the women's one division. So looking at it, we had the I guess you say semifinals this past week. Icy Hot blowing out McGill 36-6. Wolfpack beating Turf Titans 24-13. And then we have one more game left this Sunday. We have the Mavericks taking on the Rock. So obviously we talked about throughout the season, right? The kind of the I guess not topsy turvy, but the misalignment of the women's division in terms of the standings. So that's why we have what we have here, with still one matchup still being left to be played. Again, and that will be the semifinal matchup again this Sunday at Chateauguay, 8 p.m. The Rock against the Mavericks. Again, Mavericks coming into this game, a top team in the division. I believe they went 10-0. They finished the regular season, so I mean, props to them. They want to keep their undefeated streak alive. So the finals have been booked. So the finals are this coming Monday, actually, at Papineau. So the Wolfpack, again, because of their win over Turf Titans, they've already secured the spot in the final. So they'll take on the winner of the Rock and Mavericks matchup. Again, that's taking place on Sunday. So short turnaround for the ladies from the Rock and from the Mavericks, again, taking on the Wolfpack in the finals this Monday night at 9, Stade Soccer in Papineau. And then for the top half, the upper echelon, if you will, of the women's division, we have Icy Hot and Chaos going head-to-head 10 p.m. this Monday for the championship. I'll tell you what, Quaysie, I mean, these are the two top teams before the shout out Vidal, Icy Hot and Chaos. They played 4 times in the regular season. Icy Hot winning 2, Chaos winning 2. This is the ultimate rubber match, right? Yeah, exactly. So ultimate rubber match. So who do you have winning this game between Icy Hot and Chaos?
I'm gonna give it to Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Chaos. The reason why I like Icy Hot's roster. I feel like they're sound up top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think I don't know. Wait. Before I just want to see something because it's hard. I want to see if everybody that plays on Icy Hot, because I can't. I guess I'm in playoffs. That's why. So I can't see it if everybody's to play on Icy Hot.
So what you got to do is you have to go to the standings, and then when you go to the standings, it'll be back to the regular season. You got to click on the team, and then you'll see who's eligible. I know that because I literally just did it myself. Okay. So for Icy Hot, I can tell you who's eligible for Icy Hot right now. So Genevieve Forte, obviously the quarterback. Erica Bastien, Anne Tyre's Legacy, Jasmine Farmer.
So they have
most of their entire team is eligible.
Because I saw, I saw Emily Kerr play a game, but I was curious to see if she was eligible or she played a lot of games. So they pretty much, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They pretty much have their 4 roster. And then Jessica Bastien, it's going to be a huge because she only played 5 games, right? So it's to a point where Sarah only played 5 games, Annie only played 5 games. Like those are 3 top girls right there, you know. It's to a point
100%.
Did they play all their games versus Chaos? I doubt it. Maybe they were there at 2 games, or they're there at 1 game. Like it's a big difference, you know. Like
way to check that out.
Gonna give my props to Chaos. You know, like they did go 2-2 against them. Before the season started, I figured maybe it wouldn't go split. They'll probably at least win one of those. Out of those 4 games, I thought maybe they would win 1, end up winning 2. But it's a completely different thing if Jessica was only at one of those games compared to those. Out of those 4 games, she was only at one of them. You know, like it's a huge rush.
One.
Yeah, it's a big rush that she brings. Rushing, you know, and this Allison as much time. You know, Allison likes to develop her plays a lot. You know, like a lot of her underneath are over the top. Jessica's to the point where Jessica kind of stopped that and she could kind of force some sacks or maybe force some interceptions. But again, I like Chaos's defense. I think they're playing really good right now, and it's to a point. Genevieve Fortier. I don't put her as an elite quarterback. She's good. She has a good concept. so she knows what she's doing. But this year this year her stats 39 TDs, 59 Ts. That's a lot of interceptions. And I do feel like Chaos is a team where they could get a lot of interceptions. Kind of going back to it, week 2 she threw 2 to Chaos. Then week 6 she threw an air 2. Week 8 she threw 4, and
Right.
then I can't say another one. But right there, she threw over, and then week 3 she threw 2, and then week 4 she threw 0. But in total, she threw 6 ints in 4 games. So she's averaging 1.5 interceptions, so basically
Yeah.
2 games. But it's to the point where if she has one of those games where she throws 4 ints, like that's not going to help her to win. But then again, then you have Allison that also throws interceptions. But I just feel like Chaos's defense it's going to cause more interceptions than Icy Hot, and that's the reason why they're.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I feel you. I mean, look, you look at the last time these two teams played, right? Emma Townsend Aslane, I think she had 3 ints. One she ran back to the house for pick 6, right? So I mean, you're right. The chaos slash Renation, what they were called before. Their team, as much as we talk about Allison Sobel, again, she's one of the top quarterbacks. If not, you can even say she's the top female quarterback in Women's One. But I feel confident saying that. But their team traditionally has been built around an aggressive defense that creates takeaways, right? Led by Lamisha Jundi, Marilyn Cesar, Gigi, Emma, the list goes on and on, right? They get after quarterbacks and they really get after receivers. I think that's the one difference between these two teams. Along again, Genevieve Forte, I agree with you. I don't think she's an elite quarterback. Is she a good quarterback? Yeah, I honestly do think so. I've seen a lot of her games this year. I think she's good. I just don't think she's elite. And to beat a defense like Chaos, even when things aren't going good, and Allison Sobel sometimes will throw the bad interception in the playoffs. Her defense is always there to bail them out, and then they'll get Allison the ball back, and she'll take care of business. So I'm leading with chaos in this game. Again, not taking anything away from people like Jasmine Farmer, Erica Bastian, some of the players we talked about, Lori Willette, shout out to Lori, obviously. But I think chaos. I can't get that last meeting out of my mind where Genevieve Fortier, I believe she had 4 ints. And yeah, she had 3 touchdowns, 4 ints in that last meeting. And in those ints, right, you can't be doing that against chaos. I mean, they'll make some mistakes here and there, but if you keep on giving them the ball back, they're eventually gonna stop making those mistakes and punch the ball in. So I'm gonna slightly go with chaos in this game. I think it'll be tight. Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know how much of that you heard, but I just say yeah, I'm gonna go with chaos to get the W, just because again their defense, the defense is a ball hawking defense, and
Yeah, I think their defense is gonna if they're gonna win that game, it's gonna be because their defense. No disrespect to
yeah,
Allison, but I just think their
no,
defense
not at all, not at all.
it's gonna carry them to win that game. I think it's gonna also bring them confidence on offensive drives when their defense is able to either bail them out or just make a stop when they have to make a stop. And then I think Allison's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
she's gonna just come in the clutch and like if I won't be surprised if this game finishes like 13-7, like 13-6, like just two defenses kind of going at it, and
Okay,
then you have
you're
those
good.
those long drives where there's a mess of coverage or our missed tackle where someone just kind of brings it to the house, and like even 7-6, like it's to a point where I feel like first and 20 is gonna win this game. Like I feel like you just go more than 20 win this game for sure.
No, I hear you. I mean, even looking, I mean, these teams are really close. Look at the standings, right? Chaos 8-2, Icy Hot 7-3. I don't know if you heard what I was saying before you got cut off there, but I'm like both players have a lot of really good players, a lot of athletes on their team, and like you said, speaking to your point, right? The defense for Chaos, even if Allison is struggling, like she'll throw a bad interception or two, the defense will get her the ball back, and then she'll be able to redeem herself because that's what happens sometimes with that team, right? She may struggle a little bit here and there. The defense will bail her out, or sometimes as well. The defense struggles to kind of find their footing at first, and then she comes out balling, and she kind of picks them up. So it's just I think that synergy that they have on both sides of the ball. Speaking of chaos, I think that'll lift them to the championship. Because again, Genevieve Fortier, like I was saying before, I don't know if you heard that part. Like I agree with you. She's a good quarterback. I don't think she's great, and maybe she'll prove us wrong. Maybe on Sunday she'll come out Monday and she'll ball out and be able to lift her team to that championship. But I think right now Allison has the edge in terms of quarterbacks, and Chaos has the edge in total team defense.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree.
All right, man. Let's hop over to co-ed 3. So best of luck to all four teams in the finals. Well, again, three teams right now, and like I said, the winner of the Rock and Mavericks will take on Wolfpack for the final and in the I guess the
Who
bottom
do
half
you
of
have
the
in
division.
that? Who do you have in that? Mavericks or the
Oh,
Rock?
I got the Mavericks. I got the Mavericks. Come on. I mean, I like the Rock. Like I like a lot of ladies on that team. Like they can ball. I think just the Mavericks are just a little bit too talented. They have more consistency on offense than the Rock does. Again, prove me wrong. I have no problem saying I'm wrong when I'm wrong. So hopefully they can pull off the upset. I'm pulling for them, but I mean, I do expect the Mavericks to knock off the Rock and then take on Wolfpack for the finals. If it is Wolfpack and Mavericks, I'm picking the Mavericks as well.
Okay.
You picking the Mavericks or you
Yeah,
picking or the Rock?
it's the reason why. It's the reason why they went 10-0 all year, and I think they're just a bit step higher than the Rock, Wolfpack,
yeah.
Titans. And
Still say it's a crime. I still say they should be battling with Icy Hot and Chaos, but we talked about this already. Anyways, all right. Let's go to co-ed 3. Co-ed 3 here. So there's been no playoff games yet. I see Quaysie just I'm not sure what happened on his end, but he'll be back. So there have been no playoff games yet in co-ed 3. What I can tell you though is we have a couple of semifinal games coming up. We have so the number 4 seed, the Big Steppers. They'll be taking on the number 1 seed in the Mavericks. So another Mavericks team again. So that'll be, pardon me, get the schedule here. That'll be, the 4 versus 1 seed. They met a couple times in the regular season. The results were not that pretty. The Mavericks beating Big Steppers 45-6 in the first meeting. The second meeting was a little bit closer, 52-20. So I mean, small steps. I'm trying to see, did they play each other a third time? Um, and then no, so that was it. So yeah, two blowout wins again with the Mavericks and Big Steppers going head to head. So the second matchup we have is a 3 seed, Vicious and Delicious. They're taking on the number 2 seed in the Incredibles. So looking at the regular season meetings right now between both teams, um, again, Vicious and Delicious taking on the Incredibles. So the Incredibles beat Vicious and Delicious in week 8 by a score of 34-18. And then trying to see anything else, any other meetings here. No. Okay, so oh sorry, no. My apologies. Incredibles also got the win 41-37 in week 9. So pretty much back to back meetings. Yeah. There were games like 4 days apart. One October 27th again, 34-18 win by Incredibles over Vicious Delicious, and then 4 days later on November 1st, Incredibles edging out Vicious and Delicious 41-37. So again, those two teams doing battle once again. It'd be the third and final meeting of the regular season for both Vicious and Delicious versus the Incredibles and Big Steppers versus the Mavericks. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm picking the Mavericks to win that game. I could be wrong again. Prove me wrong. I love being proved wrong when I make predictions here in FPF.
I don't see Big Steppers.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Even Incredibles versus Delicious, I think Incredibles wins that game. I think we should see a Mavericks versus Incredibles matchup again, and then we'll kind of see what's going to happen there. But I don't think Big Steppers or Delicious could cause an upset. I mean, it would be nice to see. It'll be shocking.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I would not want to see it. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it. I mean, if we're looking at it really quickly, if it ends up being we're talking about like Incredibles against Mavericks, they met in week 3. Mavericks with a blowout 56-20 victory over the Incredibles, and then they met again later in the season. They met, I think they finished the regular season back on November 16th. Pardon me, week 11 in Chateauguay. Mavericks with a 46-28 win over the Incredibles. So yeah, again, Mavericks. from women's to co-ed 3, both those teams should be playing higher divisions, but it is what it is. If you're able to get away with it, get away with it while you can. Hope that'll be the course will be corrected in the winter season. Don't forget, speaking of winter season registration is now officially open. Make sure you get your teams in here. Get your teams in, pardon me, or you can register as an individual as well. Like we said last time we were here, a lot of different options, a lot of new divisions for the winter. There's Division 7, which is open to newcomers, right? So if you're new, or if you know anyone that wants to get into flag football or has played very little flag football, they want to get in, play kind of all around the same level, a lower level, but an educational level. So get into Division 7. Go to FlagPlusFootball.com for more information. Obviously, we have the co-ed 5-on-5 this year as well. We have 1, 2, and 3 women's divisions. So teams like the Mavericks can't be beating up on the weaker teams until we place higher up. Yeah, top competition. Listen, you want to play flag football? You want to play against the best of the best, females, co-ed, 6-on-6, 5-on-5. Make sure to join FlagPlusFootball.com. Just hop in there. You get the podcast, you get the articles, you get up-to-minute stats. You got League Suite, right, by our former founder, Rob Campana. Shout out to Robbie C. All the stats are updated to the minute and night. All the games are uploaded the same night, so you get all your stuff. Again, registration has been extended, actually. So last time we were here, we were saying I think it was open to the 17th. Now we've extended it. Registration will be open to December 19th. So make sure you go out and register either as a team or as an individual. I know we're going to have a combine coming up as well. So all you guys who are looking for a home, new players or even players that have played already in the league, you're looking for someone to play, we have a combine coming up. A bunch of different captains will be out there. Obviously, FPF President Jeff Rosenblatt, Commissioner Ben McMahon, everybody. Quaysie will be there. I'm pretty sure I'll be there. If you want to play on a team, male or female, co-ed, whatever, make sure you come out to the combine as well. Test out your skills. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. That's all you got to do. Show us what you got, and you'll be placed on a team 100%.
Yeah, and then you can kind of join the community, see how great it is. But it's a great way to kind of also get involved and kind of see what we offer and how the league is. A lot of known faces do show up to try to get some sleeper 100%. Athletes on the team. Because one thing you have to realize is that we have a cap. There's a cap, right? So if you could somehow find someone that's super good or like decent enough, you could fit them in your Division 5 team, Division 6 team, where this person shouldn't be playing in Division 6 or 5. They should be in Division 3 or 2, but their first season they play Division 6. Kind of like a James Drysdale and stuff like that, you know? Guys that kind of came in the league where no one knew who they were, super athletic, and then all of a sudden now they're playing for Team Canada. So.
Yeah, but that's it. And there's a lot of other players too, right? So let's go to co-ed 2. Yeah. So we had a couple of games this past Sunday. Kamikazes beating No Pads, No Helmets, Just Balls 24-20. Mr. Lodge, a shootout, a 50-42 victory over Flagzilla. Double Dip, they found some defense, 26-19 victory over Michael Scott's Tots. And Tea Party smashed Shakira's 40-13. Again, all those games took place this past Sunday in Laval. That'll be the scene in the crime, at least for the semifinals matchup this Sunday. It's going to be Tea Party taking out Kamikazes. So that'll be 5 p.m. this Sunday in Laval. And then at 7 p.m. in Chateauguay, it'll be Double Dip taking on Mixolage. I think that's going to be my pick, I think, for game of the week here in co-ed too.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Kind of just going back to quarterfinals, we had no upsets. All the top teams won, so now we get a 1 versus 4 and a 2 versus 3. So it's kind of interesting to see. Usually, sometimes we see at least one upset, but no, we have a clean sweep here. Mixology versus Double Dip is definitely going to be the game to kind of look at. Tea Party Kamikaze too. You never know. Depends who kind of shows up for Kamikaze. I know they can have been lacking some years. But even at that should be a good game. Dante for Tea Party is definitely gonna have to have a good game. You can see against Shakira's, he kind of bounced back, but again, they played the 8th seed, and Shakira's, and I think ended up finishing 1-9. So I mean, impressive win. Good job on getting your team to win in the quarterfinals, but you're gonna have a big game going into the semifinals versus a decent Kamikaze team. So it's gonna be interesting to see, but I definitely think Double Dip versus Mixology is going to be the better game to watch in the semifinals.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, so let's hop over to tier co-ed one. Pardon me. So same thing, a 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 matchup. So the one seed like Garrett Took, 5-4 in the 6-4 in the regular season, taking on the number 4 seed, 4-6 Fit Squad. And then we have the 2 seed, Lego My Flag, who finished 6-4 as well. They're taking on the 3 seed and the Merge, who finished an even 5-5 in the regular season. So interesting two matchups again. None of these are the first playoff games for co-ed one, so they've been kind of waiting on the sidelines to get their playoff. I was gonna say playoff action in action, but their playoff games in action, ready to start and get ready. How do you think these games are going to shake out?
So one thing that's so to kind of go back here, yeah. So a lot of the teams haven't played in a while. I want to say in the last game. I think the last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it's been 2 weeks since someone's played.
Yeah, about the 12th of November for most of them.
Yeah, because Kiss My End Zone played 2 games and they had to win at least one of them, and they ended up losing both of them. So that was not good for them. But regarding Fit Squad versus Les Gardes de la Touque, I'm gonna start there. I also find it pretty cool that both the teams are playing at the same time. I mean, that's like the
Yes, that's how it should be. So it used to be. Yeah, it used to be like that back in the day. Okay, Quaysie's not here anymore. So I'll finish what he's saying. So back in the day in FPF, like Rob Capana would always have teams. Like if you were playing a team that are in the playoffs, and chances are you're going to play the winner of the other game, both games would be going on at the same time. So like it'd be like let's say there's 4 teams left in the playoffs. So again, 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. Those games would be playing at the same time because you put them at different times, especially if they're in the same place. Then it gives one team the advantage. Okay, my game is done. I could go watch what the other team does. Now, no, have them at the same time so that like the games are going on, you can't really pay attention. If possible, if there's 3 fields, put one on field one on field 3 if possible. But anyways, so looking at the regular season matchups between like Garrett Took, again the 1 seed taking off Fit Squad, 31-26 win in week 4 for like Garrett Took, and then to finish off the regular season in week 10, a 30-20 victory for like Garrett Took again over Fit Squad. Yeah, so Quaysie, I was just saying, where you were gone, I was just recapping again. Like Garrett Took beat Fit Squad twice in the regular season, 31-26 in week 4, and then 30-20 to wrap up the regular season in a week 10. So Laguerta took a perfect 2-0 this year against Fit Squad.
Yeah, sorry, my internet's has its own mind today. I was literally talking, and I was wondering, I was waiting for you to answer me back, and I was like, oh, I'm talking to myself. I wonder how long I was talking to myself for there.
Sorry, man. Listen, it's 1 week it's you, 1 week it's me with the connection problem. It's technology. When you really need technology, it doesn't really help you out. But
yeah, exactly. But what was I saying? I don't remember where I cut off. But I heard you say
you're you're talking about Laguerta too against the Fit Squad matchup. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I was talking about Laguerta too in the Fit Squad matchup. I don't remember. I lost my thought. I literally was speaking for like 2 minutes by myself. But yeah, no, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good game. Fit Squad definitely showing us a lot this season. They made some good additions on their team. Hopefully, hopefully those guys stay on their team. Their females are usually pretty good, but their males are the one that's kind of lax. They're probably usually in every single year, it's their guys that are kind of not the issue, but they get outclassed from other players, other male players. So the fact that they kind of made some good additions, these guys could kind of stay. It could be something good. But they proved themselves. This is a team where I thought they were going to go like 2-8. I thought they were going to be the bottom of the barrel.
Told you.
They end up making playoffs. They got lucked out, to be honest with you. Kiss My End Zone should have won one of their last 2 games, but they end up not doing it. But they did their job. Fit Squad, they end up going 4-6. believe 4-6 it was. They got into the playoffs, and they, to be honest, they have a favorable matchup. I think out of the the 3 teams that are in playoffs, the Merge, Lego My Flag, and like Gondatuk, I think the Gondatuk was probably going to be one of the best matchups for them. And also, they don't have their best receiver. James Dressel is not going to be here on Sunday, so that's a huge loss.
Sure.
It's a huge loss. It's a way where they're able to take an advantage where they're literally missing their top receiver on that team, you know. So, and on defense too, you know, he plays both ways. So that's definitely something they should take advantage of, and it's a point where they definitely can win that game, and they can make their appearance in the finals.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, I will say that I told you about these guys earlier in the year. Like, don't count them out. So I'm glad that you finally seen the lay. Like, Fit Squad again. Like, you're right with what you said. Like, the female players on our team, they're on point. It's sometimes the guys where they're good players. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to throw any shade, but compared to some of the other male players you see in co-ed 1, it's kind of a mismatch, at least in some degrees, anyways. So it's again, they're playing their best football of the season right now. They qualify for the playoffs again. They're doing their thing. So I mean, here's hoping that Fit Squad. I mean, listen, can they get the upset over the Garrett Took? But James Drysdale not being there, I definitely think they can get the upset over the Garrett Took. Again, it's a team, and Fit Squad has been playing together for a while, so they have the chemistry on their side. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I think you're gonna be there on Sunday as well too, right? So you can probably catch the game.
Yeah, I'll be in Laval on Sunday, so I'll have a chance to check out some of the games and all that.
Did you talk about Lego My Flag and the Merge?
No, I was gonna say that. So that's the matchup going on. 2 Lego My Flag and 3 the Merge. So take it if you want.
Yeah, so I should be playing that game versus Lego My Flag. I had a knee injury. I had a level 2 grain sprain on my knee. So it's been annoying for the past month. I'm going to see how it goes. I went to go see my doctor yesterday, gave me the approval. Basically, I couldn't do any activities for a month, and it's been almost a month in a week. So about almost 5 weeks now. So I'm going to see how it feels. Doesn't feel the best, but I'm going to see how it goes. Not looking too
you give me too much information, man. All right.
No, I'm saying I'm not, to be honest, I think the Merge versus Lego My Flag, I think that's probably the worst matchup for us, just because we don't have a rusher. So our biggest issue is we don't have a rusher. Sanders usually comes in to rush for us, but then we lose a defender, right? So it's gonna be one of the biggest problems. And you have Marc Andre
Reeves,
quarterback there, and he likes to run, you know. And I feel like, especially in the division, it's kind of harder to kind of put people in certain places when you're playing co-ed. It's difficult, and also it's the speed is different, you know. It's compared to a girl and a guy, like there's a big speed difference, you know. So it's like, okay, we'll stay in the flat, and then you run past you. It's hard to make a tackle. Like, even guys like me, Sanders, like it's hard for us to make a tackle, you know. So I'm not surprised if a female can't make a tackle on him playing in that short zone, you know, compared to playing him when I play him 6-for-6. It's to a point where we could spy him and kind of come down. So I don't think it's the best matchup for us. I would rather play anybody else, Fit Squad, Lego to my Took. I think those would be better matches for us. But again, we did end up beating them the last week we played them. Last time I played them, we ended up beating them, but it came down to like the last play. I think you were at that game too, where you were scorekeeping in St. Laurent. So again, it's gonna be a point where can Jeff score every single drive on Lego My Flag, and it's gonna be a point is how much time is Marc gonna have inside the pocket when he decides to roll out. You know, he's type of quarterback where he rolls out one way and he throws it. He has a good arm. He can throw it across the field. You know, so it's difficult when you do play a quarterback like that, especially when he feels comfortable. If he feels comfortable when you're running one way, throwing cross by the other way, you know you have a problem in that situation because quarterbacks shouldn't be doing that. But if you feel comfortable doing that, you feel comfortable, you know? And I feel like he does feel comfortable doing that when he plays a lot of his co-ed games because he knows a lot of the rushers can't get to him.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, he's comfortable doing it, and it's part of his game plan, right? Part of his repertoire. It's going to be on you guys to make him pay. I will say for merge receivers, you should run a lot of whip routes and post corners on Quaysie because I don't know if that needs to be able to hold up. He's an old man now. He's
I'm
getting
playing
old. He's getting old.
like 15 yards deep, man. No, but
Double and triple moves all day long.
you ever see those teams where they come in the league and they play two deep safeties? You're just like no one does that. That's gonna be me. I'm just gonna be on the top, just kind of just chilling.
Yeah, it's true. It's you're right. I remember when I first started playing. I played under defense where we ran like a 3-2, and yeah, two deep safeties pretty much. And in my first couple years in the league, because I remember coming in, I came in with a lot of guys to play tackle, so that's kind of what we knew. We're like, okay, it's not gonna be a 3-2 or a 2-3.
Yeah, but that's exactly what it is in tackle. It's like, oh, we're playing. That's how you play two deep safeties. Don't really putting two to two together. But
yeah, no, that's exactly it. Because I mean, it's what you know, and it's what makes sense to you. And I think that like the more experience you get, because I remember when the league. I don't know if you've ever met Rajji.
yeah,
Kind of okay. So Rajji, great guy, Hall of Famer. He credits him and multiple people I know credit him for bringing the 4-1 defense to FPF. And I remember I had a buddy of my team, Alex Russell, who played a year with like Paul and Rajji, and he came back to my team as a dude. Like we're gonna scrap this 3-2, 2-3 business. We're running the 4-1. We made a championship game. We had the best defense in the league. We gave up everything, 3 touchdowns a game, running the 4-1. It was fantastic. And obviously, uh, teams start to they evolve and add in the offenses, learn how to beat it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the two deep safety stuff. It's I mean, maybe that's what you'll be doing, or you be playing that deep one safety that cover one there over the top, whatever. Try to take care of the knee, right, and see what you can do. Again, if I'm the merge, I'm testing you out though. I'm going at you. I'll give them all. All right. So obviously, Quizzy, can you hear me or okay?
no, sorry. No,
It's
sorry,
okay.
because I have no, I had to do for pictures for school today, and I'm just confirming. Sorry, I had
Nice.
my team pictures.
No worries, no worries.
Well, that's why it seems
Quizzy
like
doing a
I'm,
couple
I'm,
jobs at
I'm
once. All right. All right. No good. All good. Okay. So we have Just that's it. We're good for co-ed one. So,
yeah.
okay. All right. So let's go to
Well,
5v5
who do
intermediate.
you have? Sorry, who do you have winning? I'm not gonna say
Oh,
I'm not gonna go
no
biased.
worries.
But,
Yeah, you're not gonna pick against your team, obviously.
yeah.
It's a good question. I have Fit Squad winning for sure, and I'm gonna pick a logo on my flag. I'm gonna pick you guys to get the W. I think your return to the lineup will kind of bolster that defense. Yeah, so I'm gonna pick you guys and Fit Squad to get the W in the semis.
I'm gonna
All right.
go. I'm gonna go Fit Squad too.
Oh, cool. All right. All right. All right. Let's go 5v5 intermediate. Final things over here. 5v5. We have the number 4 seed Pack is back taking on the top seed Backfield Penetration, and we have the number 2 seed Blue Dry taking on the number 3 seed Green Monster. Looking at
Oh,
backfield. Sorry.
you gonna continue? I would
Not to
say
say they backfield penetration. They beat. Sorry, Pack is back beat backfield penetration 33-21 in week 8, and then backfield penetration getting revenge a couple weeks later in week 11. They knocked off Pack is back 20-13. You want to talk about that game, or you want to do Green Monster?
no. I want to do. I'm looking to see. Am I wrong? Where Dimitri is at quarterback? I think he just subbed. Never mind. It's fine.
No, he said Demetrius Sinadinos. No, he just subbed.
Yeah, he subbed.
He just subbed.
He's not here either. So I think I was about to say.
Yeah.
So who's the
matchup we
quarterback
had.
for Blue Dry? It's Frederick.
Yeah, it's Fredjuno. Yeah, Fredjuno. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of Blue Dry, yeah, number 2 seed against Green Monster, number 3 seed. Blue Monster beat them twice. In week 8, they won 42-31. And then 1 week later, in week 9, a little bit closer of a score, Blue Dry getting the W 26-25 over Green Monster. I have Blue Dry making a clean sweep. I think it'll be close again, but I have Blue Dry beating Green Monster. And I have backfield penetration taking a rubber match against Pack is back. I have backfield penetration winning, I want to say 28-26.
Okay, so you have backfield and you have Blue Dry, the two favorite teams. So you have the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say the same thing, but I think it's gonna be good games. I think Pack is back, and backfield's going to be a great game. I think Blue Jay just is a bit more better than Green Monster, but you never know. So I think that's going to be more one-sided. I think Blue Jay is going to take care of business there, but I think backfield and Pack is back is going to be a very good game. It's going to be a chirpy game too. I think there's going to be a lot of talking in that game.
Oh, yes, there will be. Yes, there will be 100%. 100% there will be a lot of chirping. Okay, so let's go to last division here, 5v5 comp.
So again, right, Braves versus Raw Dogs, right? But Braves are missing. I think this roster is a bit deeper than the other roster. So you're gonna have Emil gone, Gab's gone, Guillaume is gone. So you have Isaiah, James is gone. So I think they're gonna have JD, Meyer, Mike, Phil. I think Phil Fahan's gone too, to be honest with you. So
I'm pretty sure he is,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think they're gonna have a 5-man roster if JD qualifies for playoffs. I don't remember seeing JD that often this fall season, but I could be wrong. But again, max players are gonna have is 5.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you need. I mean, we'll see what happens though, right? I mean,
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Raw Dogs. I was kind of saying before. Raw Dogs is their kryptonite. So they did beat them the previous year, knocked them out to give Flagmon their first championship. We should have saw Flagmon versus Braves the first 5v5 thing. So it's also interesting to see. And Raw Dogs, they have a deep roster. You know, they have some good guys in this roster. So the fact that you're kind of getting Braves 0.5. You're not getting the Braves 0.1. You know, like you're not getting the full team. So it's something where they definitely should take advantage of it. Especially if there are only 5 guys, it's a point where air it out, get them tired, you know, like even though Meyer has a good concept of what he's doing on offense, it's going to be more their defense is going to lack. They don't have as much playmakers on defense to make those plays. And also on offense too, you have these guys running fades and they're trying to keep up with guys like Kluker, guys like Danny Manzini, like Ben, you know, guys like that, Sanders, like that. Like how much effort can you put on your offense when you're running so much on defense?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, it's interesting to see again if shorthanded Braves. We'll have to see what they can do, and then okay. So let me ask you: do you think Raw Dogs are going to get the W here?
Yes. To be honest, they should. They should get the W here. Again, if my math is right, not math, if my correction's right, if Braves are only bringing those 5 guys with them going into this playoff game, Raw Dogs definitely should get the win here. The only way they lose is if Jeff just kind of just
collapses,
just plays bad. But
I
don't think those 5 guys on Braves is enough to win in that game. I feel like it's going to be closer than it should. I think with the roster that Braves should have like that, Raw Dogs showed my double digits, but for some reason Braves always could get out of. They always make things happen, but I definitely think Raw Dog should get a win. Should get the win
there. All right. Braves, of course, 9-1 so far this season. Only loss came week 6 to Montreal Magic down in Murray Vic. The Braves have beat Raw Dogs twice this season, 46-34 in week 5, and then 36-24 in week 6. So obviously both games kind of a while ago, back in October. Actually, kind of back on Thanksgiving weekend, so it has been a while since these 2 teams have played. Again, top seed Braves, 4 seed Raw Dogs. The matchup is the number 2 seed Montreal Magic taking on the number 3 seed KGP champs. Montreal Magic sweeping the regular season series 2-0, winning 53-32 in week 5, and then 28-6 in week 10. So obviously 2 dominant victories for Montreal Magic. How does KGP prevent the sweep and get the last laugh?
Phil's gonna have an amazing game. Phil's gonna. I think it's gonna be on Phil there for KGP. Phil's definitely gonna have to come up with a lot of things. He's gonna have to do some new things too as well. I think the issue right now at KGP and Montreal Magic, I think Montreal Magic just feels too comfortable while they play defense. When it comes to KGP's roster, I just don't think they feel like they're able to go over the top when you're playing defense, especially 5-on-5, and you feel comfortable with a team not being able to throw the ball over top of you, you start coming down on a lot of the things underneath, you know? So it's to a point where, okay, we're not going to throw the ball over top of us. We're going to shoot down anything you come. We're going to shoot everything underneath. Anything that's lower, we're going to shoot down to it, you know? So he's going to have to either start off with maybe like a bomb that's completed, like quick touchdown, kind of showing Magic, like, listen, we're here to play. Don't think you could just shoot everything underneath. I think Phil's based. It's going to be on Phil. I think if Phil has a really good game and he gets all his converts, they could win. But it's to a point where they can't afford to get stopped. Like if he has one bad drive, that bad drive is going to pretty much. Sorry, that bad drive is pretty much going to be the reason why they lose that game. He's going to have like when people say, oh, that quarterback had a perfect game. Like I'm looking to see his stats, like 27 for 28, 6 touchdowns, 280 yards, something around those lines, you know?
Okay. Again, like you said, Phil Color doesn't have a better game. Last time out, again, they scored 6 points. He had 117 yards and 1 touchdown. So obviously he's gonna have to do better than that. Again, this team is decent. So we talked about before with KGP in tier 1 of KGP Origins, pardon me, tier 2 of KGP Origins. This team, though, KGP, I guess the original one, or not the original one, I guess you could say, Ivan Salomon, Manuel Lardois, Ethan Adrian, Carl Aki. So they have some youth on this team, this KGP. They have a bit more speed. But again, they're going to have to try to stop guys like Jean-Z Alexi, Phyllis Boutte, AJ Gomez, Serge Pilon Jr., the Hall of Famer, Nick Gropini, right, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, one team is deep, and they have the speed and athleticism to definitely match KGP. So it's going to be interesting to see. Can the KGP defense kind of trick Dan Lazera or fool maybe post snap and try to get some interceptions? We'll have to wait and see. Because the only way, I mean, you can attest to this more than I can. I think the only way to beat a Dan Lazera quarterback team is to kind of get in their heads a little bit and
take away the deep ball too. You gotta take away that deep ball from Dan.
Take
away that deep ball from Dan. He's gonna. Dan's a quarterback too. He's like Dan reminds. Who's that quarterback? Like kind of like a Fred Dupree, where it's the point where I'm going deep no matter what, but Dan also has his check down. But you've seen Dan a lot of times where AJ post corner post, you know, and like it's not there, but he's still going to throw the ball.
You know, or it's like let his receivers make a play.
Yeah. So, it's the point you're gonna have to take that away. It's gonna be a point where like they're gonna have to force Dan to throw the ball short and make sure you don't get beat over top. If you're gonna lose that game, no deep balls. You know, you could lose that game 30 to 28, as long as Dan doesn't throw any deep balls.
Right. Yeah. You have to make them earn everything. You have to make them march down the field and matriculate the ball down the field and see what happens. I mean, listen, best of luck to all 4 teams. So you're picking Raw Dogs. You're picking Montreal Magic, I imagine?
Yeah, I'm going to take Montreal Magic.
Okay. And for sure, you said you're taking Raw Dogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at it quickly. Raw Dogs and Montreal Magic, they played in week 8. Montreal Magic 34-32 win, and they met 1 week later. Montreal Magic 54-12 win back in week 9. So one close game and one game that was not close whatsoever. That was overcome by halftime. And my bad, a third meeting as well. Montreal Magic 56 to Raw Dogs 44 in week 11 back on November 19th. So 3-0 sweep so far for Montreal Magic. We'll have to see if they can make it 4 in a row if they play Raw Dogs in the finals. But of course, we'll have to wait and see. Again, Raw Dogs versus Braves and KGP versus Montreal Magic for your semifinal matchups for 5v5 competitive division.
That happens in Saint Laurent too. They both play at the same time, so it's also going to be interesting to see both teams play.
I'll be there. I will be there. All right, so that wraps it up for all the divisions. We have all the 5v5, 6v6, co-ed, women's, tier 1, all the way through tier 5. Again, like I said earlier, winter season is coming up. Go to FlagPlusFootball.com. to register your team or register yourself as an individual. Get up on there. Best flag football league, not just in Montreal, not just in Canada, but in the world. Make sure you get on there and register. Registration has been extended to December 19th. So we have a combine. If you want to check yourself out, check out some other players, all the captains, all the team members. And then again, registration will close December 19th. So make sure you register yourself as an individual or as collectively as your team. Get on there today because spots are filling up fast. Do not miss out on registration.
Yeah, especially for the winter. Winter is probably the best season for
Exactly.
FPF. It's like to a point where also we've said it a million times. Winning a winter championship is the best championship you can win. You know, even making playoffs and making a playoff run in the winter, it's something like I don't know. Just feels something. It's something different. Something different. So
That's
definitely, if you want to have a great experience, especially if you're, as I said before, if you're new, if you kind of just want to start getting into flag, want to get, or you're not sure exactly what you want, and you're just trying to get on a team, it's definitely something you're going to want.
100%. Like I said, this year again, we have the new co-ed 5v5 division. We have women's 1, women's 2, women's 3, and of course a new division, Division 7. If you're new to flag football, you've never played before, or if you have very little experience, you want to check out the best league in the world, hop on there, put your team in for Division 7, or put yourself as an individual for Division 7. It's going to be a really fun and engaging and learning experience. You get to learn the rules of flag football. You get to play with some players, some who have experience. You see Quaysie, you'll see myself around on the field scorekeeping and helping out. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask us or ask any of the veterans and FPF. They'd be glad to give some advice and on how, offensive plays, defensive plays, team building, stuff like that, right? So make sure it's FlagPlusFootball.com, Division 7, new unique division this year in flag football. So make sure you check it out. Yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah, we're
all right.
Yeah. So, good luck to all the teams playing. Good luck to all the teams in their semifinals or finals. Again, it's different this year for finals. We're not going to have everything that's kind of filmed. It's going to be more raw footage.
Yeah, no,
I think it's going to be a camera still going around, but it's not going to be how it usually is broadcast and stuff like that. But again, a championship is still a championship. It's still going to be on your profile. It's going to be something you're going to have for the rest of your life. So again,
you have that banner. You get that trophy.
Yeah, very true. The banner's nice. The banner's a nice touch. It's a big banner too. Yeah. It brings us back to like the high school days when you play like basketball or whatever, football. Like that.
Exactly.
That banner. Exactly. I always found that super cool. The one that's kind of always hanging around the school too, and you see the big ones when you're kind of going in.
Yep.
It's also 12, 24, 36, same thing. Banner is a banner.
There you go. They fly forever. There you go. It's like a flag. All right, man. It's been the latest episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. For our producer, Ali Reza, who again puts up all the IG posts, all the Facebook stuff. Thank you, Ali Reza, for doing what you do. For my broadcast partner, my co-host, I should say, part of me, Quaysie Mom, Brent, Bodkin, saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Everyone, enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy your semifinals. For the ladies, enjoy your finals. We'll be back here next week with the final episode of the fall season. So make sure to tune in next week. And we'll be seeing you at the fields this coming weekend. Peace. Yes.